Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. By the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful, the Compassionate. We need some compassion this month. We need compassion with one another. Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said that Ramadan, the first of it is compassion. Right? If we want compassion from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is on offer this Ramadan, well, we can attract that compassion when we're making an effort to be compassionate to the people that we're stuck indoors with, right? And also to be compassionate with ourselves to a degree, right? Don't break yourself up. Don't debilitate yourself if you, for example, find that you're not performing at the levels that you want to. Make that your aspiration. Make that something that you're asking Allah's help this month to get to, right? But remember, it's important for us to have remorse for some of our less than ideal choices, but not to the point where it's actually affecting our own effort to move forward, right? And different people have different constitutions. Some people probably need a little bit more of that in their lives, right? But there's still others who maybe are sometimes too hard on ourselves. The Aphorisms of Ibn ḥikam. There are different genres or flavors of aphorisms in the book. Some of them are framing your approach to having a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Others are deepening that relationship and helping you to understand and gain more intimacy and depth of knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And others are speaking about the insight that informs different types of ibadah that we might gain in. The first is one of those that's framing life itself, the life of having a relationship with the deen. And it is, I'm going forward to number 4. Okay, so we're not necessarily going to read all of them in order, right, or all of them together, but it's going to be a brief selection for the sake of Ramadan, because we would never cover it in this period of time. This one is very deep. أرح نفسك من التدبير. نعم. أرح نفسك من التدبير. Relieve yourself of trying to micromanage every single aspect of your life or every single aspect of your devotional practice. فَمَا قَامَ بِهِ غَيْرُكَ عَنْكَ لَا تَقُمْ بِهِ لِنَفْسَكَ. Because something that someone else has already said they're going to do for you, meaning Allah here, Allah is going to take care of your sustenance. Allah is going to make sure you have air in your lungs to breathe, so long as you're supposed to have air in your lungs to breathe. Right? Allah said He's going to take responsibility for the sustenance of every living thing. You're getting today the portion that Allah has designed for you. You're in the circumstances that Allah is placing in you, has placed you in, right? And you are being provided for. Your job is to dedicate your heart to Allah. Your job is to offer up those things that Allah told you to do. Where otherwise He told you that I'm going to take care of your sustenance. You just do this. Does that mean that we don't go to work? Does that mean that we don't seek to build a career, which is the smart way, to go about making sure that we have enduring employment that grows along with the growth of our family and our responsibilities? Right? Of course not. But remember that the results ultimately are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doesn't mean don't make effort. Doesn't mean, right, don't be smart. Doesn't mean don't hustle. But remember the greater reality of this dunya. So Ibn ḥikam says, relieve yourself from trying to manage every micro aspect of your own life, thinking that you're the only one who is going to make this difference. Forgetting that you have to make that effort and make it with ihsan, be excellent, but ultimately Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the causal factor in reality. Because what someone else has already guaranteed for you, don't be trying to establish that for yourself or gain that for yourself. Focus on the things that you are supposed to do. Naam. So, what are we saying here? It's a balance. It's not either or, right? It's right there at the center. Make your actions, make your effort, make the effort to make them well, whether they're about managing your life. But don't create all this anxiety for yourself. If something goes wrong, if something doesn't go right, remember, you're riding on a bus and Allah is driving the bus, not you. Okay? So we do our best. We ask Allah to give us the best outcome and results. But let's not fret and get anxious. Remember, before something happens, it is unseen, it is ghaib to us. All we have when confronting a new situation is a set of choices that we can make, of efforts that we can put in. But once what was in front, what was in the future, now becomes the present, we see what happens, and it's now the past, then we know what Allah had in store, and based on that, there's a new set of choices. But it's ghaib for us, so long as it is the next moment in the future. So we work to do our best when what was encapsulated in that unseen, what was wrapped up in that unseen and inaccessible to us, now becomes the past. Only now do we know what Allah had in store for us. Okay? And there's no need to fret over it, be anxious over it, be depressed by it once it becomes past. It was never going to be any other way. Okay? Barakallahu feekum. Consider that. Ayyadakum Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.